Hey, Minifish. 16th of February 2025. Do pray you're doing well. And what you're about to hear Musk talk about here almost 10 years ago is the neural lace. And now you have the neural link, which is just a diversion basically because they never abandoned the technology of the neural lace, which is nanotechnology that is able to be put right into the bloodstream, even inhaled, and be brought to the neurons of the brain. You just got to understand this stuff. The information's out there. Trump and his Musk genius, his disciples, Doge. Doge is not just to make government efficient or to root out the fraud, but it's to gather data, all the data contained within these alphabet agencies that Doge is auditing. Doge is a big data grab and consolidation. They need to consolidate the data, all of it. And big data is the power.
Of big data, connectivity, and artificial intelligence. It's giving us powers and prowess that we never had before. It's giving us powers and prowess that we never had before.
All right, and AI is their e-god. Doge in reverse, e-god. That's how they operate. Why else would Musk build his supercomputer gigantic Temple AI data center for xAI in Memphis? It's because they're giving homage to real deities.
Perhaps that's where our new God will come from.
Yeah, no kidding.
Perhaps that's where our new God will come from.
No kidding.
And quantum computing, the data centers, those are their temples. Literally, their God is in the cloud, remember? Just like Almighty God appeared in the cloud, in the oracle, in the temple, the Holy of Holies.
But science has reached the point now where we can build machines that exploit those other worlds. So if you have the opportunity to stand next to one of these machines, it is an awe-inspiring thing, at least for me. It feels like an altar to an alien god. They really are impressive machines.
So I'm telling you, Musk is deceiving you. Trump is deceiving you. Ellison and his oracle, on and on. Ignorance of this is dire. That if you remain willfully ignorant of these things, that's not gonna be an excuse. God said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Well, that was because they reject knowledge. Not the knowledge of this world and the Gnostic knowledge. I'm talking about the knowledge of God, the truth, which is Jesus Christ. So because they reject knowledge, God will reject them. Period. A love of the truth is essential. Do you want the truth no matter what the cost? Are you willing to cast aside what you've been taught and the comfort that you enjoy, by this current evil world? And this video I'm sharing is a mere fraction of what's readily available for all to see, because God is shining that light under the darkness. Things are being revealed, and this is exactly what the Bible tells us will happen in the end times. The hidden hand is no longer hidden, and willful ignorance will be judged. Just saying.
But the constraint is input-output, so we're I/O bound.
Just so you know, he's talking about the input and output of the human brain. We get plenty of input, but the output is just painfully slow, that we have to wrap a neural lace around your brain so that you can keep up and worship the new AI God.
Particularly output bound. Your output level is so low. It's like, particularly on a phone, like your two thumbs are sort of tapping away. this is ridiculously slow. Our input is much better because we have a high bandwidth visual interface to the brain. Like our eyes take in a lot of data. So there's many orders of magnitude difference between input and output. So mostly effectively merging in a symbiotic way with digital intelligence revolves around eliminating the I/O constraint. So it'd be some sort of direct cortical interface.
And you called it a neural lace?
Neural lace, yeah.
It's totally not Google Glass, right?
No, I'm talking about
No,
something
but
which...
Like you wear it? Or you...
No, I mean, it would be... I mean, there are a few ways to approach this, but some sort of interface directly with your cortical neurons particularly.
But doesn't that imply surgical insertion?
Not necessarily. You could go through the veins and arteries because that provides a complete roadway to all of your neurons. Your neurons are very heavy users of energy, so they need high blood flow. So you automatically, with your veins and arteries, have a road network to your neurons.
Still some kind of surgery, right?
It doesn't involve... It doesn't involve, like chopping your skull off or anything like that.
This is why it becomes so important to understand the novelty and the viability of neuroscience as being leveraged as weapons. We then have the use of nanoparticulate agents, aerosolizable nanomaterials that can be breathed in and disrupt blood flow or neurological network activity, that can be used as an in-close weapon, or perhaps that can be used as a more broad weapon of disruption and or destruction. We also have the capability to utilize nanomaterials to get electrodes into a head and to create a vast array of viable sensors and transmitters. This is DARPA's N-cubed program, next generation non-invasive neuromodulation, utilizing these techniques and technologies to create vast arrays of implantable electrodes that need not be put into the brain surgically, that are then able to read from the brain and write into the brain remotely in real time.
I mean, I sometimes describe this technology revolution as the 21st century equivalent of the 19th century industrial revolution, maybe more so. Give us your sense of the scale of this revolution, where it's taking us, and its implications, particularly for a lot of the people who are here today who are in government.
Well, about 18 months ago, when we began to fully grasp what the people at OpenAI, ChatGPT had achieved, a level of artificial intelligence that would actually advance human thinking. We created neural networks that could answer questions that human brains would struggle with. When we came to grips with that, I made a speech and I said, is artificial intelligence the most important discovery in the history of humankind? And question mark, maybe. We'll soon find out. 18 months later, I think it's very, very clear. It is a much bigger deal than the Industrial Revolution, electricity, everything that's come before. We will soon have not only artificial intelligence, but much sooner than anticipated, artificial general intelligence, and not in too distant future, artificial superintelligence.
We'll have digital God, so ask digital God at that point.
What is artificial and superintelligence?
There are entities that are not necessarily going to be aligned with what we want.
I'll quote my dear friend Elon Musk. Well, Elon said about artificial superintelligence, I'm not looking forward to being a house cat.
You know, this is a new world, right?
We'll have digital God, so ask digital God at that point.
Implantable electrodes that need not be put into the brain surgically, that are then able to read from the brain and write into the brain remotely in real time.
And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay.
None of these guys, including Elon Musk, are worried about being reduced to the level of a house cat, but they should be. This is the intent of the enemies of God, is to mingle their AI gods with the seed of man. Biodigital convergence, transhumanism. And although they will not cleave, the intent is to lead astray as many as possible from the truth, which is Jesus Christ, the only path to salvation. This is the one piece of knowledge they will go to any length to keep you from, is believing and receiving the truth of Jesus Christ and having peace with God, the one true God. Doge is just a consolidation of data to strengthen the power of their AI gods. And they believe that they will do as they want and lead them to the tree of life another way besides Jesus Christ. So don't fall for the lie. Do not be deceived. Put your trust in Jesus, the real Jesus. God bless each and every one of you. Peace and grace to you. Many fish.
Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God,